Welcome to a special episode of the Valentine Show. How's everybody doing out there? Rise in the house. Decided to do a nice little for the people that are up, for the people that don't have to work tomorrow, like me, that are up. I haven't uploaded a little bit in the channel, so we're gonna be talking a little bit about the things that are going on as of late on the crazy world that is Earth, right? Joe Biden straight up just lies through his teeth and is sowing division into the country. Woke capitalism, the MLB, doing what they do. And Dragon Ball Z canceled somewhere in the world. You're gonna be, I guess, not surprised. If you follow me the show, you know that you're not gonna be surprised exactly all the cancellations that are going on. How's everybody feeling out there? I hope everybody's doing well. I hope everybody had a wonderful and blessed day at work. For the stay-at-home moms, that's you too. You're working. That's a lot of work. And for everybody, I hope everybody had just a great day. Today it's time to relax. We're gonna have a nice little relaxing show where we talk about some of the things. We try to make sense some of the things that are going on in the United States and in the world, for that matter. To be honest, let's just get right into it again. And we're gonna be talking about the pastor in Calgary, Canada. Where he kicked out. Oh my God. He kicked out. You're going to see how forceful this man was, kicking out that police, the popo, out of his church. Plain and simple. That's it. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. All right. I like the setup. I'm glad you like it. I like it too. I did this whole little setup here. I am not a graphic artist. I am just a regular person, just like you. And I did this whole little thing. I'm very proud of this, to be honest, actually. The whole little scrolling text on the bottom with the background and the little chat, this little chat right here with the beautiful trees in the back. I love nature. And the chat on the screen and all that, looking kind of professional, huh? I did that about, when was it? Maybe about 3 weeks ago now. And we're here, right? We're here. Thank God. Thanks to the creator. Let's get right into it right away. Dragon Ball Z is canceled in Spain. Guys, look, there's an orchestrator of the whole left. It's like a movement. It is there's like heads, right? These people are united. They're very intelligent human beings, the left, to do bad, right? But they're united, unlike us. And we're going to be talking about us conservatives. We're not united. They don't fear us. Nobody fears us. Companies don't fear us. They fear the left. Because the left is loud. They organize. When they said, oh, there's a protest here, they are going to the protest, plain and simple. But the people on the right, conservative, and I understand, we don't want problems with nobody, right? We have families, we have more to lose than a lot of these people, a lot of these younger people. But at the end of the day, these people, they're making moves and they're changing societies while we're scared in our homes. Dragon Ball is the latest victim of cancel culture after getting banned for sexism in Spain. Let's read a little bit about this. Again, these people, they don't attack feminism because this is a feminist movement, leftist movement. They don't attack the people who are committing there should be more of an attack towards the people that commit the crimes towards women and injustices and all that. Yet, instead of concentrating on that, they go after Pepe Le Pew. They go after Speedy Gonzalez. They go after Dragon Ball Z because now it's a racist. They're looking at it and they're doing this with a revisionist history, but towards the people that they don't like and the things that they don't like, right? Let's read a little bit here. Where did this happen? This happened in Spain. Look what it says. I think, let me see. Blah, blah, blah. Where's it at? Okay, here we go. Let's read this one. The original Dragon Ball Z series, which ran from 1986 to 1989, has apparently been banned in the Valencia region of Spain for not only promoting violence, but sexism as well. A representative of a local TV station, 8 Punt, says, according to the law, the show features content that encourages gender discrimination through stereotypes and sexist roles. I tell you right now, I didn't watch a lot of Dragon Ball Z. My brothers did. I didn't see that. Call me crazy. I didn't see sexist. I didn't see stereotypical roles, etc. I didn't see none of that stuff. Pardon me. I just saw cartoons. That's what I saw. When I saw Pepe Le Pew, I saw cartoons. Um, Pepe Le Pew is the contrary to what they're doing it, right? They are calling out, they are portraying a sorry guys, I'm trying to set up the chat here. Look up the chat. There you go, I got it. They are when they're talking about Pepe Le Pew, they are putting a negative connotation or negative stereotypes to these try-hard males, right? Who are forceful in the way that they try to talk to women, and they don't know, right? Pepe Le Pew is that guy that everybody hates. That's Pepe Le Pew. So they are they are talking bad about Pepe Le Pew, yet they want to cancel him because they're saying that they are Pepe Le Pew is promoting attack on women, which is insanity. Article 5 of Law 6/2016 of the Generalariat, wow, Valenciana, I guess that's maybe the constitution in Spain, in the Valencia region of Spain, states that the television network must adopt thorough self-regulation codes of conduct aimed at transmitting the principles of, look at the language, equality, excluding sexist content, especially in children and youth programming. Again, for some reason, they saying that these cartoons are promoting that. Nobody saw that until the other day. Furthermore, it also states that the public media should contain material that promote equal treatment and opportunities for men and women, the use of non-sexist language, and the guarantee of plural and non-plural image stereotypes of women and men. Total leftist propaganda, leftist language. You hear it. It feels like it's coming out of the United States, and it's not. It's coming out of Spain because there is unity between the left worldwide, and they push the same exact things. They push feminism. They push abortions. They push transgenderism. All that stuff. They same thing. It's the same thing, different language, plain and simple. Moving on here, a pastor in Calgary, this is in Canada, is stepping up to the police and saying, hey, enough is enough. Hey, listen, we are Christians, right? Christians. In the book of Romans chapter 13, it says that we are supposed to follow the laws, right? We are supposed to honor the authorities. We are supposed to respect the authorities, and we respect them, right? Respect them, respect them as Christian people, as good people, right? As conservatives, we respect authority. But it has to be to a point. We can do everything the government says. We also believe in what? Limited government, right? And we're going to be talking about also, please don't leave. We got a very informative. If you're not doing anything right now, stay here because you're going to learn a lot. Elisa, what's up? Talk to me. Brickyard is here too. What's up, everybody? Everybody that's here, hit that like button, hit that share button. If you have nothing to do and you want to get some education, I have something very informative for you guys tonight, believe it or not. I'm like, hey, I'm not doing nothing. I could be playing a video game or something. I'm like, you know what? I haven't recorded in a little bit. Let me go live with the crew, with the Valentine, with the love soldiers of the show, right? Let's get down and dirty with them, right? We're gonna be talking about Arkansas Governor Asa Hutchinson, how he believes in limited government, and he's a Republican, and he vetoed a bill that was gonna not allow parents and hospitals to inject their children with puberty blockers, etc. He vetoed a bill because he says, oh, that's not the government's role to get in it. Again, this is a Republican person. So we're going to be talking about that. We believe that. But again, this is to a certain point. And look at this Polish pastor saying enough is enough to these police officers who are violating just basic decency. This happened on Easter Sunday. These people are they got some type of complaint, and they're going into the church because of regulations for Rona. I'm like, bro, on Easter Sunday you're gonna do this? And again, these government institutions and these government institutions, basically, right? They don't have no powers, and these government leaders, if they don't have people doing the dirty work. I always say it. Hitler was just one man. That's it. But he had people, soldiers doing the dirty work. So they, in my opinion, Hitler was not the only one responsible for things like the Holocaust. Not only Hitler, the soldiers were also 100% as responsible, and maybe more than Hitler himself. Why? Because they were doing the dirty work. These people, under the guise of, no, I mean, I'm just doing my job. Come on. I mean, there's a point that you got to just step up and be like, no, I can't do this. They're going into a church, but this Polish pastor who has a history of his parents running from Nazi Germany, running from authoritarian dictatorships like the one that they're trying to install on us today, when they want to have us have COVID passports to get into places, which is also another thing, right? I think I got to do a video on this, on how easy it is to implement the mark of the 666, where you can buy and you can sell. They're trying to, in New York, they just activated this COVID passport I forgot the details. No, and the Joe Biden administration is also talking about this, trying to implement these COVID passports. Not happening, man. Come on, we gotta step up. But look at the response from this Polish pastor in church, how he kicked out these people, these police officers who are, again, let me see. I'm guessing they're doing their job, but no, man, stop that, bro. Stop it. Let me put this right here.
Please get out. Get out of this property immediately. Get out. Get out of this property immediately. Out. I don't want to.
Give me 1 second, guys. Give me 1 second. Let me put it down. It's a little bit too hot for you guys. All right. Here we go. Let's get back in it.
Hear anything. Out of this property immediately. I don't want to hear a word. Out. Out. Out of this property immediately until you come back with a warrant. Out.
And look how he's forcefully, pushing them back. They're moving back because he's forceful about it. Listen, they can't. If the whole church stands up against, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people there. They can't do anything. They're gonna arrest all other people. No, they can't. They're gonna have to call back up all that stuff. And when it happens a couple of times, they're gonna, the same way they do to Black Lives Matter. Do they arrest Black Lives Matter people? Yeah, they do. But who really controls the street when Black Lives Matters in the street? Black Lives Matter. The same thing good people have to start doing, and let these people know that we're not playing around either.
Out! 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 Out of this property. Immediately out! Immediately go out and don't come back. I don't want to talk to you. Not a word. Out of this out of this property. Immediately out. I don't care what you have to say. Out.
Look what it says. That person had, I don't know if you guys caught it, but on the shirt, that person had public health inspector. Like, we're here to make sure that you guys are following the laws of health. No. I'm a big boy. I know the risks. I want to take the risks. Let me take them. It's just that simple.
Out! Out of this property, you Nazis! Out! Out! Gestapo is not allowed here.
Gestapo.
Immediately, Gestapo is not.
There you go.
Allowed. Out! Do you understand English? Get out of this property. Go. So go. Go. And don't come back without a warrant. Out, Nazi. Out.
So they dare come into that church without a warrant. They're like, we're here to check up on people, like without even a warrant. That's why they're leaving, because they don't even have a warrant. I mean, the sheer bravery of these individuals to come into a church. Be like, even if they're just following orders from somebody, I'm like, okay, go to that church. Valentine, with police. I'm like, okay, Mr. Manager, can you give me the warrant? No, just go and do that. I'm like, come on, man. And look what he's calling them: Gestapo, Nazi, all that stuff, because that's how it starts. That's why history is important. But you know what? People don't like history. They don't care about history. History proves one thing: that people don't follow history. Yet you have to put a stop to this. Look what it says here. Let me read a little bit about this. What happened? This is from The Hill. Police were kicked out of church in Calgary over Easter weekend again, and over Easter weekend. Easter weekend, possibly the most sacred day on the Christian calendar, where Jesus Christ rose from the dead. They want to go on Easter. I mean, shouldn't they be off? I mean, isn't it like a national holiday? Even in Canada, they want to do this on Easter weekend. They're like, you know what? Let's wait maybe until Monday to do this. No, or let's wait till the following weekend to do this. They want to go on Easter weekend. It's almost like if they want to send a message or something, isn't it? Look what it says here. Over Easter weekend, with a pastor calling them Nazis after responding to a call related to Rona 19, Pastor Arthur Pawlowski of the Fortress Cave of Adulam congregation in Canada recorded a video Saturday in which he called the local authorities. Actually, it was on Saturday, so I retract my statement. It wasn't on Sunday. It was during Easter weekend, but it was on Saturday. Nazis, Gestapos, and communists, while demanding they leave the church and not return unless they had a warrant. I grew up under communism, and my grandparents lived under Nazis, said Pawlowski. My family escaped the communists in Poland and first went to Greece and then to Canada to get away from it. There were millions of Jewish people murdered in Poland, including at Auschwitz. Pawlowski told the Toronto Sun that he drew the line with guns in his church. This place is for worship and no place for weapons, he said. Actually, I disagree with you, Pawlowski. I think there should be a lot of weapons in church, knowing the times that we're in, brother. So get up with the times, Mr. Pawlowski. You need some guns in your church, bro. We have people praying here. They were scaring the kids. This was Passover. This is Easter. Again, they don't come in there, shut down a BLM rally like that. Come with that to a BLM rally, man. See what happens at a BLM rally. It's insanity, but this is where we're at in 2020, and we gotta step to these government authorities who believe they're like the big brother. Like they're gonna tell you what to do. They're gonna tell you where you could go. They're gonna tell you what time you could go. They want to implement a Rona 19 passport to let you know what places you can visit, what places you cannot visit. No, we gotta make noise. Conservatives, this is your section. Let's start talking to conservatives. Conservatives, we have as of right now, we have one very important tool at our disposal to send the message, right? And that tool that we don't make use of it properly, I'm guessing we're scared, or we just don't have the will, the drive to do it, or we really just don't care. Our emotions and what we believe are just, we're gonna go into a YouTube video and give it a like or something, or share a meme on Instagram or something, and we think that's enough. That's gonna change policy, and that's gonna change our intern and our community. That's not gonna work. Leftists have taken over all institutions. They have taken, and especially the ones that matter. Education, all education or colleges, university for the most part are leftist. They have even grained themselves heavily, to my surprise, in the church. They are obviously they control probably 98.9% of media out here, right? They control a lot of the stuff, right? And when you have media, you basically you shape your truth. We have the boycott, and we're not using that tool properly. We have our conservative dollars, and we're not sending them where we're supposed to send them. We're not supporting the people we're supposed to send them. I titled this the thumbnail of this video right here is called Republicans Buy Sneakers Too. That is a book by sportscaster Clay Davis, right? From he's now at Outkick. For people who enjoy on the conservative side, enjoy sports, go check out outkick.com. They have a YouTube channel too. They're doing some great stuff over there. He says that Republican buy sneakers too. They are trying to just bill Republicans in general. This is in general. So if you're a Republican and you're conservative, they're trying to bill you as racist. Doesn't matter what race you are. Doesn't matter if you're black, if you're white. Doesn't if you're Latino like me, Latino conservative Republican. They're just trying to label everybody as racist, right? This is their words. So we're gonna get into President Joe Biden, who says, "You remember that speech at the beginning of his thing? Yeah, I want to unite America. I want to be the uniter." No, you don't, homeboy. You just say that, but in reality, you are destroying. You are dividing people. You are labeling a whole group of people that want a certain thing racist, right? So the whole situation is the thing in Georgia. And again, this is very important if you want to know exactly what's going on in Georgia. It's not that complicated. It's actually very simple what's going on in Georgia. In Georgia, because of the debacle that happened in the 2020 elections, which to this day, I'm not, listen, we had, as Republicans, as people on the right, we had plenty of chances to prove it in court that there was fraud, and we couldn't do it. Those are just the facts. But for example, the cases, the suitcases that were coming out the table in Atlanta, Georgia, to this day, I don't have an answer for. The only answer, I think a fact checker said, Livewire, I think no, it wasn't Livewire, something like that. I forget. It was like, nah. It wasn't suitcases. Those were official ballot boxes. That was the only thing that I saw about that. But to this day, for me, for Valentine, there's no answer to that. So because of all that stuff, because of some irregularities, the Republicans in the state decided to safeguard the elections. I've talked to plenty of people who said that they don't trust the system. I have a friend that his first time ever voting, and he lost, right? But he tell me he feels that he can't trust the system. I think the Supreme Court failed the United States of America by not even taking in a case and at least telling the American people. If the Supreme Court decided, I think the American people, the 75 million that voted for Donald Trump, would have been a little bit, they will feel better regarding the results in the election. There's a lot of people to this day that don't trust the elections, and the Supreme Court could, I think, ease that a little bit, and they didn't. So the legislatures in Georgia in particular decided to do something about it. Let's safeguard the elections. Let's require ID. Democrats right away say, oh, requiring ID, you know what? That's racist because black people are dumb people and they can't get IDs. That's basically what they're saying. They say, oh, no, you can't require ID to vote because black people don't have IDs. I'm like, so black people don't have credit? That's what they're saying. Basically, black people don't have credit cards. Black people can't buy alcohol. Black people can't rent cars. Black people can't do this because you need an ID to all this stuff. Yet they're labeling as racist, right? So we have Joe Biden here on ESPN. ESPN, last time I checked, was a sports outlet. They're not supposed to be doing politics. Like, you want to get away from politics, how crazy this world of politics is, and you look into sports, and you're gonna have the grandpa president Joe Biden on ESPN talking about politics. Like, I don't care. And then he starts, look at what he says here. So he lies so much that even the Washington Post, which is a left-leaning organization, gives him 4 Pinocchios for being a liar and just sowing division in the United States of America, and basically calling the people that support this law, oh, you're just a racist. Look what he says here. This is on ESPN.
Etc. I think we should move in that direction.
I'd like to switch gears quickly, Mr. President. Sports and politics cross paths sometimes. That's exactly what happened last week in Major League Baseball. Tony Clark is the executive director of the Major League Baseball Players Association. He said he would, quote, look forward to discussing moving the All-Star game out of Atlanta because Georgia Governor Brian Kemp signed into law a bill passed by the Republican-led state legislature to overhaul how its state elections are run. So, Mr. President, what do you think about the possibility that baseball decides to move their All-Star game out of Atlanta because of this political issue?
I think today's professional athletes are acting incredibly responsibly. I would strongly support them doing that.
This is not professional athletes, to be honest. This is not none of the athletes. This is one guy, MLB, the commissioner, decided to move the All-Star game from Atlanta, and they put it to Denver, Colorado. This has nothing to do with the athletes.
People look to them. They're leaders. Look at what's happened.
That's another thing. Thank God for BLM and all these things, because none of these professional athletes, no, we don't look to them as leaders. These people just play sports. And as you guys see, they have plenty of problems on their own with women and with drugs and with this. We don't look to them. These people are not no leaders.
With the NBA as well. Look at what's happened across the board. The very people who are victimized the most are the people who are the leaders in these various sports. And it's just not right. This is Jim Crow on steroids.
Did you hear that? Jim Crow on steroids. We're going to get into the details. Please don't go anywhere. If you want clarity of this law, don't go anywhere. We're going to be getting into the details right after this. This guy is calling this Jim Crow on steroids, which is it up front? To be honest, it's bad for the people that suffered through Jim Crow. To calling this Jim Crow on steroids, and they're asking for an ID, and they're telling people not to pass out water or food while they are online waiting to vote. But I'm guessing Democrats want to have a 5-star meal online.
What they're doing in Georgia and 40 other states. What it's all about. Imagine passing a law saying you cannot provide water.
Liar.
Or food for someone standing in a line.
Liar.
To vote. Can't do that?
No, you liar.
Come on. Or you're going to close a polling place at 5 o'clock when working people just get off?
Liar.
This is all about keeping working folks and ordinary folks that I grew up with from being able to vote.
No, you're not. You're a liar.
If they do decide to move the Major League Baseball All-Star Game, it won't be the first time in professional sports. They moved the 2017 NBA All-Star Game out of Charlotte for political reasons as well.
Woke capitalism doing what woke capitalism does. Guys, this is why you got to be strategic about where are you sending your money? You got to be strategic where you're sending your money. I'm emphatic about calling Joe Biden a liar, because that's what he is, a liar, and I'm gonna prove it here. Look at, but before I prove it, look at the statement from Major League Baseball, which I was excited to start watching some Major League Baseball. Listen, guys, I do not want to be talking about politics 24/7. Politics and current events, especially the current events that are happening now on the world, are very stressful. I don't like to be on politics all the time because it's so much negativity. I want something else to look at to entertain myself. And I play baseball and I'm Dominican, right? I'm Dominican. Hey, I play baseball. We play baseball. You know how I go. So I play baseball. And I was looking forward last year, because of the Rona, to get into baseball. Everybody's locked up and we want to get into baseball. No, this year, I'm going to have to boycott them again. That's what it seems like I'm leaning towards. But I still got to see. I'm not going to say that I'm going to boycott them 100%. But it seems like I'm leaning towards there, because they're just, why are you getting involved in politics? Look at, they moved the All-Star game. The Denver, Colorado. They took it out of Atlanta, and even Stacey Abrams said, "Hey, please don't boycott Georgia. Don't boycott Georgia." Look at the statement by this guy right here, and he doesn't even mention what aspects of the law he's against. Basically, woke capitalism just wants to make sure that everybody's happy with them. and that their bottom line doesn't get affected. That's what woke capitalism does. And there's no limit to what they will support. They're trying to get Coca-Cola and Delta to get in with the cause and give statements on the law in Georgia. But look what it says here. Commissioner of Baseball Robert D. Manfred Jr. issued the following statement today regarding the 2021 All-Star. Over the last week, we have engaged in thoughtful conversations with clubs, former and current players, the Players Association, and the Players Alliance, among others, to listen to their views. I have decided that the best way to demonstrate our values as a sport is by relocating the year's All-Star Game and Major League Draft. Major League Baseball fundamentally supports voting rights for all Americans and opposes restrictions to the ballot box. There's no restrictions. There's people that are calling them this they're even making them bigger. In 2020, Major League Baseball became the first professional sports league to join the nonpartisan Civic Alliance to help build a future in which everyone participates in shaping the United States. We proudly use our platform to encourage baseball fans and communities throughout our country to perform their civic duty and actively participate in the voting process. Fair access to voting continues to have our game's unwavering support. We will continue with our plans to celebrate the memory of Hank Aaron's during this season's All-Star festivities. In addition, MLB planned investments to support local communities in Atlanta as part of our All-Star Legacy projects will move forward. We are finalizing a new host city, and details should be about these events will be announced shortly. Again, there's no details of the law. That's all. They just claim voter suppression. I mean, like Democrats do. There is no voter suppression. Look at this. The Washington Post gives Biden four Pinocchios for being a liar about the laws. Now we're going to be getting into some of the details. That way you guys see exactly what's going on. Why this man is a liar. And this guy right here, this old guy right here is just a politician that is just trying to just get a political gain of a political situation. There's another law. This I have not investigated this. Maybe I'll investigate it for Friday. Remember, we have the live call-in show. Today's not going to be a live call-in show. I am going to be talking with you guys later in the chat. But the live call-in show is every Friday from 8 to 9 p.m. Eastern. Maybe I get the details for you guys there. So they are labeling this law Jim Crow laws. They are trying to make the laws racist. If you support them, you're racist. In efforts, I'm not sure if there's a bill introduced or will be introduced to federalize elections, meaning and if they want to do this now, it's obviously for Democrats to set the laws, the federal laws regarding elections. As of right now, election laws are individual of state. So state decides what are the laws. But I forget the name of the bill. Maybe somebody in the chat, one of you guys could let me know. What's the name of the bill that was introduced to federalize the law? So they're trying to make this law look negative. That way they say, look, the law is negative. Now the federal government has to take control of the election, which is horrible. Obviously, we want a limited government. Now let's see here. The Washington Post. Let me see which one. Obviously, you guys saw this. Biden, whose White House called the legislation Jim Crow in the 21st century, has repeatedly insinuated that the law limits voting opportunities. Among the outrageous parts of the new state law, it ends voting hours early so working people can cast their votes after their shift is over, he said in a statement on Friday. That's the statement that you guys just saw, which he's a liar. Look what it says here. Right here. But the law makes listen to this. But the law makes no changes to Georgia's election day voting hours, which run from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Experts say the net effect was to expand opportunities to vote for Georgians, not limit them, the Post reported. MIT election expert Charles Stewart III, who studied the law language for the paper, found that it indicated an expansion of hours, especially in rural counties. So look what it says here. As for early voting hour, the law specifically mentions that the voting sites are required to open beginning 9 a.m. and ending at 5 p.m. The specification, however, does not benefit Biden's characterizations, as the Post noted. Many listeners might assume he was talking about voting on election day, not early voting. This is early voting. There's a requirement for early voting to be from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. But not even that. They still could even run it longer if they want than that for early voting, not on election day. Imagine closing the polls on election day at 5 p.m. when people are getting off of work. But that's what, they say here that that's what Joe Biden insinuated. Look, and I'll read it here. The Georgia election officially told the paper that the change was due to the fact that some rural election officials only work part-time, with the new law now forcing them to be open for at least 8 hours on weekdays. So it expanding the 8 hours more on weekdays. That designation is only the minimum. However, the law also allows for counties to operate voting booths anywhere between, listen to this, anywhere from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. The law also added an additional Saturday of mandatory early voting, as well as 2 optional Sundays. So it expands the times. But these liars, the Democratic Party, who wants to, is it me, or does it seem that the Democratic Party, in efforts to gain control, want to destroy America? Is it me? Is it me? Am I going crazy? Somebody let me know in the chat below if I'm going crazy, right? So now let's get to some of the, you guys have heard, right? Oh, there's no food. Oh, they don't, like you saw Joe Biden. Oh, these people don't want water to be given out to people. No, Joe Biden. You know that's not the cause, right? You know that's not it. I mean, I voted plenty of times. Thank God I've never, and I'm in New York City, so where I voted, I've never been at a long line that I needed water to be given or a meal to be given to me. And just because of that, supposedly they saying that that's bad and that's suppressing the vote. No, they're trying to stop something called, and should I get into that? Okay, so the first question, I'm gonna get into the whole water and food situation, but let's get into this. This is a story by BBC, and there's a couple of questions that I'm gonna answer here. Will voting hours be restricted? Will there be fewer drop boxes? Can early votes be cast on Sunday? And are people banned from giving water to voters? Those are some of the questions that we need to know here, right? So the voting hours being restricted, I just answered that before. No, the voting hours are not restricted. There's a requirement of it being from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., but they could work, and this is for early voting, very important, not election day, early voting, but they could actually run it from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., as it says here, and it's requiring them to be open more hours, as you guys saw before that I proved to you guys. So there is no restriction of the hours. Okay, will there be fewer drop boxes? Drop boxes, listen to this, drop boxes, which in my opinion, I don't know if it's a good thing, I don't know if it's a bad thing. They are now requiring, if you solicit an absentee ballot, that you have proof of ID, which is great. Not nobody's just gonna be, hey, call up, hey, send me a ballot here at this address. I need one, without proof of an ID or a social security number. I think that's great. We're talking about elections here. We're talking about choosing the president, the leader of the world, right? This is very important. We can just cannot be sending out these things and drop boxes on top of that. So before the whole Rona situation, there were, you know how many drop boxes were in the state of Georgia? 0. Oh my God, I just did the KKK. I don't know. This might be the KKK white power sign or the 666. I apologize for the conspiracy theories, but yeah, 0, right? There were 0 drop boxes in the state of Georgia. So this law actually expands it to, for example, look, in Fulton County, it will go down from 38. Actually, it won't expand it, but it will leave some, right? There's 38 now in one county, Fulton County. It will make it to, it will be only 8, which is good. Why do you need so many drop boxes? I think that just opens up the door for fraud. We don't need fraud. The new law also means the boxes will be held in buildings and can only be accessed in the hours that the early voting is allowed. Again, that we talked about before, rather than 24 hours a day, as was the case in 2020. Imagine a drop box in the middle of nowhere, open 24 hours a day. That is insanity, right? It just opens the floodgates for people to go in the drop boxes, take them out. take out the votes that they don't want, leave the ones they want. I mean, a whole bunch of things. To be honest, I mean, this is something that I'm torn on. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing that there's these drop boxes. To be honest, my vote will not be dropped. If I lived in the state of Georgia, would not be dropped in a drop box. I want my vote to count, and I'm gonna go on voting, early voting, but at a place, not putting it in no drop box or on election day, plain and simple. Now, this was a real controversy point. There is an initiative in Georgia which is called Souls to the Polls, right? So people right after church, they will go on Sundays to go and vote. They said that the Republicans were racist to do this, right? For trying to block it on Sundays. This measure never even made it into the law that's active now. One of the most controversial elements of the bill initially proposed by Republicans was the elimination of Sunday early voting. Sunday voting is especially important to the Black church in Georgia, a strongly Democratic voting bloc, which churchgoers often encouraged to vote after Sunday service, which is an initiative known as Souls to the Polls. Democrat Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer said Republicans recently passed a bill to eliminate early voting on Sundays, but this element of the bill wasn't passed, and Republicans backtracked following criticism. The final bill allows 2 days of early voting Sundays, which is now formally signed into law. An additional day of mandatory Saturday early voting has also been added. Again, I mean, expansion of voting. Now, let's talk about this term called passive electioneering, or some people just call it electioneering. The crazy thing, right, is food or water not being allowed to be given to people at voting lines. Sounds, if you tell it to somebody that doesn't know anything about anything, be like, wow, they I can't drink water. They can't give me a bottle of water if I'm online. It just seems so bad that these Republicans are don't want these people to do. No, that's not the case. You could bring your own water. You could bring your own 5-star meal. You could bring a table, set it up, eat a whole lobster if you want online, right? If this is what you want to do, I'm guessing this is a Democratic thing, but Republicans don't do that. What they're trying to stop is called something called passive electioneering. Electioneering is you cannot be doing any type of campaign activities at polling places. For example, you can't even wear as a MAGA supporter, you can wear something that says MAGA on it, because that means that you're trying to influence the vote. You can't wear a hat with any political message. Look what it says here. This is thanks to the uslegal.com. Passive electioneering refers to the methods of influencing the voters to vote for a particular candidate or a party. Passive electioneering is done by wearing campaign t-shirts or carrying pamphlets to the voting location. But Democrats might say they don't want people to wear certain paraphernalia that says thing, but Democrats will say, oh, no, Republicans don't want people to be dressed at the polling places. They're making shirts illegal now. You cannot wear a shirt going to the polling place. This is how Democrats will say something. They will make some stupidity up like that because they're very good with words. Election law in the U.S. prohibits the practice of electioneering. There are many state laws in the U.S. relating to passive electioneering. For example, the New York State Board of Electioneering has prohibited wearing campaign t-shirts at voting places. This is what they're trying to stop, that when they pass you this bottle of water, they say, hey, yo, remember, we got to take this mop. We got to take Trump out of here. You know what I mean? We got to take him out of here. They're trying to stop that. And I say that because it happened to my parents when they went to vote. A person in Spanish got up to them and told them, and they didn't know, because if it was me, that it would have been a huge problem. It would have been a huge problem at that voting place. They told them, they got up to them and they told them, hey, listen, we got to take this idiot out of here, talking about Trump, a person that worked there. So they're trying to stop stuff like that when they pass out a sandwich or something like that. To influence the vote, right? So look what it says. The law makes it an offense to give away food or water within 150 feet of the polling place or within 25 feet of any voter in line. Violations can be punishable by up to a year in jail and $1,000 fine. That's just good. But again, if you don't know the law, then it's a problem, right? Then they bill it. Joe Biden comes out and says they don't even want you to have water, as he says it, and people are like, these Republicans are insanity, right? I mean, that's just the way it is, man. And obviously, the ID requirements were, get an ID. Stop telling black people that they can't get IDs. You need ID. Plain and simple. I hope that makes sense. And I hope when these Democrats and these liberals, like you saw Major League Baseball statement, they don't talk no aspects of the law in particular, because the law makes sense. Even when the Washington Post disagrees with Joe Biden, there's a problem. And this is how they're trying to build against these Democrats, man. This is what they are. Guys, thank you for the people that are here, man. Hey, man, a lot of people, a lot of activity in the chat. We're going to get into a doozy one right now. We're going to get into a doozy. Thank you for the people that are here so much, guys. Hit that like button. If you can, please, don't be scared. Hit that share button. To share with the family, share with the people that, guys, the message needs to get out. We are under attack. Your views are under attack. My views are under attack. And we can't wait for a savior, a messiah of sorts, a political messiah of sorts to come and save us. No, we cannot put this on one man. What are you doing to further the message? What are you doing for you leaving a better place for your children that are coming after you? It's up to you to do something about it. And don't just leave it up for everybody. Let's get into this doozy. This is going to be a good one. This is Tucker Carlson on Fox. I like Tucker Carlson, actually. Tucker Carlson is a fighter. Sometimes I don't like the way he interrupts people. I don't like that. I'm not like that. But he gets into it with the governor of Arkansas, which I usually, I don't know why, but I confuse the state of Arkansas sometimes, and I call it, and that should be the name of it, to be honest. It should be Arkansas. If Kansas is Kansas and you put an AR in front of it, is Arkansas, not Arkansas. That is not controversial. I'm like, so I confuse it sometimes and I call it Arkansas, but it's obviously Arkansas. So let me give you some background. That way you know exactly what's going on. So we have Tucker Carlson on the left. We have Asa Hutchinson on the right. This guy is a Republican governor for Arkansas. He vetoed a law passed by his legislature that will make it illegal for parents and hospitals to administer puberty blockers and I'm not sure exactly what else to children under the age of 18. He vetoed it under the guise saying that the government should be a limited government. Oh my God, should be a limited government, right? We should not be intruding in what a parent and a child decide that they're going to do together. Whether they're going to get, let's say, a sex change operation or puberty blockers that's not tested, that might cause these kids it might make them infertile in the future. They don't know about this field. This is a brand new field, right? So this guy says, this governor on the right, who's a Republican conservative, again, on the right, is saying, oh, the government can't do that, cannot impede in the parent's decision and the child's decision to take puberty blockers that might affect them in the future when he wants to have kids. And then Tucker Carlson girls him back and says, hey, but the government does it all the time. The government doesn't allow children to buy alcohol. The government doesn't allow children to buy guns. They don't allow children to buy cars. They do it all the time because it's for the safety. I believe in a limited government, right? But the government should be there for certain things, right? To protect children in this case. He says, no, this is where some conservatives fail. And conservatives sometimes are too good. They don't understand. They're like, no, the conservatives sometimes try to be fair when there's certain times that it's not about fairness. You cannot be fair with people that are literally, there's lives of young children on the line. And this individual says, oh, we want to be fair. The government can't do this. The government can do that. While the left is like, no, we're going to do this right now. The left don't care. And there's people, these conservatives on the right, they're trying to be fair. Look at this exchange. It's maybe about 4 or 5 minutes long, but you're going to like it and you're going to see exactly. Again, so in Arkansas, the law that passed, so what happened? Okay, let me explain what finally happened here. So he vetoes the law, but the legislature vetoes him and they override the veto. So now it's law in Arkansas that you cannot give them like puberty blockers to children, et cetera, et cetera. I'm not sure the details of the law, but this is basically the gist of it, and becomes the first state that does so. So again, great for raising kids, Arkansas, it seems like. Let's go. Tucker Carlson versus Asa Hutchinson.
Appreciate it in the middle of all this. Now, I think of you as a conservative. Here you've come out publicly as pro-choice on the question of chemical castration of children. What changed?
You see how he puts it? He don't play like chemical castration of children because, again, this is, I think it's very inhumane in my opinion to say to a 13-year-old, a 10-year-old, a 10 or 11-year-old, you know what? You feel like you're a girl. Yet a 10 or 11-year-old doesn't know, might not even know his favorite color. They're like, you know what? You feel like a girl. You feel like a boy. Just take these chemicals and you're going to feel good.
Well, first of all, your teaser as you led into this program did not accurately represent the bill. If this had been a bill that simply prohibited chemical castration, I would have signed the bill. But Tucker, as you know, this bill was overbroad, it was extreme, and went far beyond what you just said. And I made it clear that if this was about prohibiting procedures, sex reassignment surgery, absolutely, I would have signed that bill. But this, again, is the first law in the nation that invokes the state between medical decisions, parents who consent to that, and the decision of the patient. And so
this is his major problem, that the government shouldn't get in the decision of the parents and the patient. The patient, we're talking about a 10-year-old, 11-year-old.
This goes way too far. And in fact, it doesn't even have a grandfather clause that those young people that are under hormonal treatments,
if I could just correct you for a second. Well, this is chemical castration, of course. If you stop puberty and suppress the sex hormones, you're chemically castrating someone. So our description was correct. But let me just ask you, I mean, there are all kinds of, we're talking about minors, children here, and there are all kinds of things in Arkansas kids in every state are not allowed to do. Get married, drink a beer, get a tattoo. Why do you think it's important for conservatives to make certain that children can block their puberty?
Look at this stupid response from a conservative.
Be chemically castrated. Why is that a conservative value, if you would tell us?
Well, first of all, you have parents involved in very difficult decisions. You have physicians that are involved in these decisions. And I go back to William Buckley. I go back to Ronald Reagan, the principles of our party, which believes in a limited role of government. Are we as a party abandoning a limited role of government and saying we're going to invoke the government decision-making over and above physicians, over and above health care, over and above parents, and saying you can't do that? So you believe it?
Homeboy. This is why, again, conservatives, man. Homeboy, they're just telling you, let that child do it after he's 18. Make some laws where he does it after he's an adult, after he has lived a little. But how are parents going to be making decisions on a child that's 10 years old because the child tells them, I feel like I'm this? How is, and he says it, a decision made by the parents and the patient, but the patient is 10 years old, homeboy. The patient doesn't know his favorite color yet. What decision is he going to be making on his own? It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. To this guy, it does.
It's healthcare.
You cannot engage in that.
How deeply have you studied this?
And look, he's gonna go in right now. Watch
this topic. With respect, it doesn't sound like you've studied it very deeply. I mean, this is an emerging field. There's not a lot of research, but the research that exists suggests that depression and the urge to self-harm and suicide is a component, is a side effect.
Wait, I gotta read this comment before I continue. Dream Trees 777 says, "My dog just had puppies. He's such a good boy." Yes, he is.
Of taking these hormones. A study in the UK showed the overwhelming majority of children on puberty-blocking hormones had the urge to hurt themselves. Why is that responsible medicine to do that to children? Why would you support something like that?
Well, I actually reviewed some of that study. I reviewed the high court decision there, and I think they are different than what you're talking about here. Sure, there's a lot of unknowns here. I studied this bill in contrast to what you just said. I spent a lot of time reviewing cases, meeting with people, listening to the experts, as well as to faith leaders as well. And I'm a person of faith, but at the same time, I'm a person of limited role of government.
What faith, bro? Well, like, what faith are you talking about when you veto something that prohibits doctors from giving hormones to children? What faith? Like, what faith is that? Because it's not Christianity. I'm like, what faith is that?
I signed pro-life bills. I signed many bills that would be looked at as very conservative, but this is one that crosses the line. There's no need for it.
Hold on. And, I'm sorry, but hold on. You say there's no need for it, but you've said that you've seen research that shows the mental health of children who receive puberty-blocking drugs improves. What is that research exactly?
Well, the research that I've seen shows that these troubled youth, these ones that have gender dysphoria, that they also have depression, they have suicidal tendencies. It's a higher suicide rate than others. And they go to their parents, the parents go to doctors, and they try to deal with this very difficult issue. I don't think we should deny them health care.
Hold on. I'm sorry. You're the governor. You just vetoed this bill. You said you're familiar with the studies. No one disputes that children who are asking for puberty-blocking drugs or been recommended to their parents or doctors may be depressed. That seems very likely. I think the studies show it. Cite one specific study that shows puberty-blocking drugs improves the condition. Does it make children less depressed? Does it make them less likely to harm themselves, to commit suicide? Just name one study that shows that, please.
Well, I would refer you to the American Academy of Pediatrics. I would refer you to the physicians that came out in opposition to this bill because they understood the risk to these young people. And if you prohibit the medical care that this bill prohibits, then you're going to endanger these young people even further. So I would cite all of those medical experts.
This field barely existed 10 years ago.
Facts.
Cases of gender dysphoria, so-called, have increased by thousands of percent in the last decade. So actually, we can't know the answers to these questions. The research that we have suggests the opposite of what you're claiming. You clearly aren't familiar with the research. And so my question is, have you spoken to any of the biggest employers, the big companies in Arkansas, about this?
Tucker going in. And again, this is what they say. That they say this. And let me give you just one. This is the Mayo Clinic. This is a hormone called puberty blocking hormone called gonadotropin releasing hormone, GnRH. And look what are some of the side effects that you're going to give to a puberty blocker that starts around 10 to 11 years old. You're going to give this to a child, and look what are some of the things that could happen with it. Some of the side effects. Look at this. Look at it. Use of GnRH analogous might also have long-term effects on. Listen to this. Hold on. A 10-year-old is going to tell you, yes, give me the puberty blockers, on bone density and future fertility. So Tucker was right that these puberty blockers are chemical castration. But this is where are we at in 2020. And we have a conservative Republican governor vetoing a law that would not allow parents or doctors to make decisions on the body of a 10-year-old. And this is where we at in 2020. But I mean, what do you expect? It's only going to get worse from here. So, hey, guys, thank you so much. The time has come That's all I have for you guys today. But I want to commingle with you guys on the chat. Let me hear. Yes, Araya Lee says, future fertility. Yes, OMG, Frankenstein stuff. That's 100%. This is all Frankenstein stuff. And I have to record a video separate on this, to be honest, on how to deal with people that are transgender in a loving manner. How would Valentine deal with people that are transgender? I would tell him, God made you perfect the way you are. How loving for me to tell an individual that comes up to me, that's a family member of mine, that I will tell them, I feel like he's a boy. I feel like I'm a girl. And I'm going to tell him, you know what? I believe that you should, first of all, pump your body with hormones, chemicals that don't belong there. Second of all, after that takes its effects, make sure you mutilate your body by chopping off your penis or doing some crazy body modification, whatever. How loving is that? You will tell that to your loved one, go chop something off? I will never do that, ever. I will tell that person, God made you perfect the way you are. I accept you the way you are. I love you the way you are. But these people are like, they want to make, and then you come with conspiratory on here. Is it that there's a lobby? Let's put it like this: big pharma that wants to make sure that it's creating new patients because you have to be on these hormones for life, right? To be able to keep up with these aspects. That they're trying to make a new market on people that are dependent on these drugs. Is it that? I'm just saying there's money involved in all this stuff, and money is the love of money is what the Bible says. Not money being the root of all evil. The love of money is the root of all evil. So might it be a monetary incentive to tell these children? And it's funny because you have to go on YouTube and you have to search it yourself. You never see it on any type of media, any news. People that detransition. Why don't you never see that? Can somebody explain that to me, please? I want to know. Why don't you never see that? People that did detransitions. Children that detransition. Why you never see that stuff? Is there an agenda behind all this? Hiding this? It looks like that. You have to go on YouTube to see these children that detransition. You're talking about children, right? Who don't know. They don't know what they want. They don't know. And you're gonna tell them that the best thing for them to do is pump their bodies and stop a natural cycle of their body. That's insanity. That's, like Araya says, that's Frankenstein stuff right there. I'm not with that. Yeah, that's just how it is. Araya says it again. Money buys power. Plain and simple. There's a whole bunch. What? How about the abortion lobby? Like, why do you think they want to promote abortion? You don't think there's money in that? There's money in abortion. They're trying to go over to the Dominican Republic, and they're trying to get the lobby. They're trying to get the abortion lobby, trying to make abortion legal over there. And they started easy with 3 causes, right? They call it the 3 in Spanish. In Spanish is las tres causales, or the 3 only causes. So they want to allow abortions if rape or incest, if the fetus is not viable, and I forget the third one. So they start with those 3, right? And then they make them bigger because it's what is it? Planned Parenthood. It's in the Dominican Republic. They subsidize something called Pro Familia in Dominican Republic, because they want to get these abortions. There's money in abortions. There's money. It's like that's just how it is. That's just how it is, family. Let me see what else is here, guys. Let me know. Elisao says money, 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 money. That's right. Money, 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 money. That's right. Follow the money, and you're gonna find the cause. Let me see. What else is there? Who else is here? Let me see. Sick. Araya says also the trans thing annoys me. So guys get to become women without having a uterus, periods, and moods. Not fair. To be honest, Araya, you know who I'm seeing that are not speaking out about this? a lot. Not nobody here. None of the girls from the Valentine show. None of the women from here. But because the women from the Valentine shows are warriors, but women in general, I see their lack of speaking out against this, to be honest. And as a matter of fact, for example, in tutorials where men are like men with beard and I guess I don't know what the color in the eyebrows and all that stuff are literally like taking over a space that literally belongs to women, and women are the first one on their chat. Oh my God, you look so cute. Oh my God, where did you buy this mascara? You look so cute. And I'm like, okay, so when men come along and they literally taking over the sports, they're literally taking over things that only belong to women, like makeup, and and next they come and they take your men, then I'm like, women need to speak up a little bit more. Feminists, some feminists, there's a certain type of feminists, I forget the name. They have an acronym for them that do speak out against men being involved in women stuff. But then women are like totally silent on this. I'm like, you gotta stand up. You gotta say, no, that's not a woman. I have a uterus. Well, make sure if you have a uterus, then you're a woman. Until then, you're not a woman. And even if science comes along and it implements a uterus in a man, you're still not a woman. So, but women need to speak up and start talking about all these different things that are affecting women. That's just the fact of the matter. We're living in a crazy world with crazy times, and the politicians are not making it easier because they have a goal to they have a personal agenda to say. I want to ask somebody in the chat. There's the story of DeSantis. DeSantis is looking like he's looking real strong for 2024. To be honest, he's looking really good. I heard there was a hit piece on him. I haven't looked that up, but can somebody let me know in the chat exactly what was it that happened with the 60 Minutes interview and something with DeSantis and blah blah blah, which that's what they do. They try to hit up Republicans because remember, guys, we don't own anything. I'm talking about the conservatives. We don't own media. We don't own anything. So we just have to suck it up. And if we can't do some conservative dollars, right, and send our money to companies that support our points of view, like the Valentine show, guys, the link is in the description. We have our shirts, Jesus shirts, and our 1776 shirts, where it says in the back, freedom or death. There is a special code where Teespring sent it to me. So I don't know how long this code is gonna last, but take advantage of it now. It's called Share the Love. Let me put that in the chat. That way you guys exactly know what the code is. Use it. The code, that's the code right there. Share the love. Share the love. And you guys will be able to buy a something that will support the Valentine show. So you got to support the people that are helping you guys, or not helping you guys because they're helping themselves. I'm helping myself, sharing my message. This is our message, right? But there's some of us that are scared to speak the truth out there because we have jobs and we have this. So go support somebody that's helping you. Talking about Ron DeSantis. Ron DeSantis is doing a great job out in Florida. And it seems like they are seeing that he might be a runner for the 2024 elections. I'll tell you this, if Ron DeSantis goes, he got my vote because he's doing really good. He's he's an alpha male, in my opinion. He has character. He's not scared to do what he has to do and say what he has to say. That's just how it is, plain and simple. Guys, the time has come to wrap it on up. I thank you guys for being here. It's 12:46 here in New York City. I don't know where you guys are watching. You guys might be watching, and it might be a little bit earlier, but it's a little bit late. I know some of you guys have to go to sleep, right? But I thank you for spending this time with me. I feel good that I'm, even though I'm alone where I'm at right now, right? I'm actually able to speak to a whole bunch of like-minded individual. I love that we're able to connect. I love that I'm able to come here and be who I am and be truthful with you guys and try to give some type of information that you guys need and want. I hope and I pray to God that today somebody learned something. I really do. I do pray to God that one of you guys learned something and that you guys are able to start thinking, right? And use this critical, let me not say critical theory. That's horrible. Critical thinking. We got to use this a little bit more. But guys, thank you so much. Tomorrow, we are going to, not tomorrow, I'm sorry, Friday, there's going to be the live show, 8 to 9, where I will be putting on the lines. And obviously, you guys could call and do what you guys do. They have banned me for the people that follow me on El Show de Valentin, the Spanish channel. They have banned my channel for a week. They gave me a strike because I dare to, and it's even factual information. It's factual, but it doesn't matter if it's factual. I guess if you just speak about it, you're still open yourself up for a strike. I just spoke about the vaccine, and certain aspects of it, but I need to find a way around. And I already know what I think I'm gonna do. I think I'm gonna just post a video somewhere else on another platform, and then just do like a little video saying, hey, the video's on another platform, go check it out, because the information that I wanted to give to you guys on that video is very important. So I might just do that and let you know exactly what was that information on the video, which I think you guys have to see. But again, guys, thank you so much for being with me. I appreciate every one and six of you guys here. Redeemed, Brickyard, Elisao, Araya, obviously, Dream Tree. Who else is up in here? Let me see if I see somebody else up in here. And if I miss somebody, again, thank you for being with the Valentine Show. This beautiful what's today, Wednesday, but now it's Thursday morning here in New York City. So enjoy your night. May the Lord give you a restful night, and may you guys wake up nice and good tomorrow to go to work or to do whatever you guys do. God bless. Godspeed me, Valentine. I am